Hi, I'm Saratoga Ocean, and here is your energy update for the month of March 2020. And if you're new to my channel, welcome, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can join us on this amazing journey of spiritual awakening. Now let's talk about the upcoming month of March 2020. March is clearly a month of transition. In nature, we are transitioning from one season into another with the spring and the fall equinox. But on a higher level, March also marks a transition of energy. And in this case, it marks a transition and an acceleration of ascension energy. Now, to better understand this, we can actually use an airplane analogy. So you could think of January as the month where the plane was basically backing out of its parked position. And February was kind of like the plane taxiing along the runway. Now March is going to be as though that plane is beginning to speed up, ready for takeoff. So if you use that plane analogy, you can think of ascension energy this year in a very similar way. It starts off slowly and then it begins to accelerate with increasing speed as we get deeper into the year. Think of it as a high vibrational energy that is increasing in its frequency level. It's beginning to speed up and amplify everything accordingly. So this high vibrational energy is ascension energy that is bringing the earth and everything on it into a higher level of consciousness. So here's what this means. Wherever you are in your consciousness will be amplified, and whatever experiences you are attached to will likely be intensified. So for example, if you are attached to being angry and upset, then you're likely to start feeling even more angry and upset. But this amplification actually serves a useful purpose of encouraging you to let go, because we humans have a tendency to move away from pain at whatever point that pain becomes intolerable. Now, on the other hand, if you are optimistic and consciously supporting your own spiritual awakening, then this energy will support that as well. So here's how you can look at the month of March. Ask yourself this question: how am I going to make the transition into the increasing speed and amplification of this ascension energy? Now, there are three possibilities. The first one is you can stay on the exact same path and wavelength that you have always been on and just completely ignore everything that's happening. And the second one is that you could actually start going down and find that things are actually getting worse. And the third one is that you could start going up and find that things are getting much better for you. Now, let's go back to the plane analogy for a moment. In the same way that a plane needs to follow its upward trajectory, we also need to follow the upward trajectory of ascension energy. I mean, think about this for a moment. What if, as that plane was taking off, it suddenly abandoned its trajectory? What if the pilot and the plane's AI computers suddenly said, we don't need to pay attention to this, let's just take a nap? Well, the plane would crash. So here's what that means when it comes to ascension. Let's say that you were to persist at whatever level of unconsciousness you are experiencing now. And we all have levels of unconsciousness to one degree or another. Let's say that you just stopped paying attention, which is probably what a lot of people on this earth are going to do. And at the same time, the ascension energy is going to keep climbing and accelerating and initiating massive changes. All kinds of changes, good and bad, that people are likely not prepared for. So as these unexpected events unfold more and more, people could potentially get a little freaked out, and the energy could get quite chaotic. Now, if you are not tracking with that ascension energy, your energy could get caught in all of that vibration of chaos. So if you're just staying on that same straight line path that you've always been on, you kind of risk being drawn down into that potential energy that could become rather chaotic. And that would be because your energy is not as strong as it needs to be, because maybe it was fine in the past, but where we're going, it potentially could not be strong enough. And you may not feel grounded enough or stable enough as well. So as you look at the month of March, ask yourself this question: how am I going to transition into a higher vibration that tracks with this ever increasing acceleration of ascension energy? You could ask yourself, what do I need to let go of? Or what old patterns do I need to finally resolve so that I can move forward in my life? Or, what are the things that I know are holding me back, whether that's an external circumstance or something within yourself that I need to attend to so that I can free myself to raise my vibration and expand my consciousness even further. And I'm bringing all of this up, you guys, because I think it is so important that we learn to pay close attention to the passing of time in each month of this year, because time is accelerating and the months are going to begin going by faster and faster, because time really is speeding up. In fact, if you want to see some sort of physical evidence of the acceleration of ascension energy, you can probably sense it in terms of your perception and your experience of time passing and how much more quickly time seems to be flowing by. Because think about it, each month has about 4 weeks, and each of those weeks seem to be flowing past us faster and faster, and this might just keep accelerating throughout the year. So this means that we need to start right now to become a lot more conscious and a lot more present in our lives, because that's the only way that we can even begin to feel that we have some control over our experience of time. Now, if you tune into the energy right now, I'm willing to bet that you're probably feeling that something is nudging you to stop procrastinating. And you know what that means for you, right? It means that it's time to get on with whatever it is that you know you need to get on with. So the beginning of March is a great time to get yourself positioned. And you can start that by just assessing where you are in your life. And then try on these 2 scenarios. First, ask yourself, what happens if you change absolutely nothing at all for the remainder of this year? What does your intuition tell you that will lead to? What will that feel like? I mean, do you sense that you would be missing the boat in some way? And then after you ask yourself that question, try on this other scenario. What happens if you finally surrender to whatever it is that you know you need to do? If you finally surrender and begin to make those changes that you know you need to make? What happens if you finally start taking those steps forward in your life? How will you feel in that case? So if you want to align with the acceleration of ascension energy, then use this month of March to realign your life and your consciousness to a higher place. Because guys, there's no more time left to wait. If we go back to our airplane analogy, you could think of it like this. The plane of ascension is preparing to take off. The speed of that energy is increasing. So March is the month for you to start making necessary transitions in your life so that you can flow with that ascension energy as it increases in speed more and more. And that's why I suggested that it's important to free yourself up from that old baggage, that old stuff, that junk that you haven't been attending to. Come to terms with it, let it go, and then free your energy to look forward into a much higher and more positive place in your existence. So as you make that transition throughout the month of March, you will be positioning yourself to be well prepared for whatever else is coming to us over the rest of the coming year. Now, with all that said, I strongly encourage you to check in with your own intuition and see if what any of I've said resonates personally for you. And leave me a comment below and let me know if this was helpful for you, and also let me know if there are any specific changes that you personally know you need to make or intend to make or want to make. What are the areas in your life that need transitioning? And be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, because I will be be doing a lot more videos to help you understand Ascension and guide you on your special journey of spiritual awakening. And be sure to share this video out with your friends. And with that, I'm sending you loads of love, light, and positive energy. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.